Hello and welcome to another episode of Focus On. I'm Gyamo Musipile. Africa's digital payments sector is poised for significant growth. This is according to a Mastercard-commissioned report by Genesis Analytics, which predicts that the market will reach $1.5 trillion by the year 2030. Joining me for more on this is Mark Elliott, Division President for Africa at Mastercard. Sir, thank you so much for joining us, and more importantly, welcome to the show. Now, Mastercard has been operating on the African continent for a number of years, and recently there have been announcements made by the organization on some of its details and its objectives to double down its commitment to Africa. Just kindly expand on that for us.
So thank you, and it's great to be here with you. Look, we've recognized that Africa really is entering a new era of rapid digitization. And this era sees Africa not only embracing technology, but also leapfrogging that of established markets. This presents us with a tremendous opportunity, an opportunity to connect people to the tools and networks that can help them realize their potential and their business opportunities and achieve ultimately financial security. As it currently stands, Africa is the second fastest growing payments and banking market globally. Africa offers the most attractive payments market in the world and is at the beginning of this rapid digital payments adoption. A considerable segment, about 60% of Africa's population, is still unbanked. And digitization is emerging as a catalyst for financial inclusion. So the continent is the world's actually largest adopter of mobile money. It's actually massive when you think about it. It's about 70% of the world's $1 trillion mobile money value. And GSMA's 2022 report spoke to how sub-Saharan Africa is going to cross 50% penetration of unique mobile subscribers in 2025, which obviously underpins the opportunity for rapid digitization. And the population's young, so we've got a lot of young adopters, 60% are under the age of 25. So it's the people that really have the potential to shape this global economy in the decades ahead. It's the businesses that are innovating at rapid speed, doing this in new, exciting ways. And digital transformation across the continent, working closely with entrepreneurs and merchants and banks and startups and telcos and governments, could all work together to bring this rapid digitization across. But by increasing our investments, expanding our innovation, and fostering inclusion, we're really going to help build a more connected and accessible digital future. So what we did was we commissioned a report by Genesis Analytics, and they framed it for us along the lines we wanted, which was to say that Africa's digital payments economy is expected to reach $1.5 trillion by 2030. And as a long-standing technology partner in Africa, we've been here for over 50 years, Mastercard continues to strengthen its commitment to the continent's digital growth through strategic investments, public-private partnerships, and innovation initiatives. They're really going to drive this financial health, financial inclusion, and economic growth ultimately. So by fostering this collaboration with key stakeholders, we can aim to enhance this digital connectivity and expand economic opportunities and enable millions of people and businesses to thrive in this rather large digital economy.
Sure. You made mention of the ways in which Mastercard is facilitating some of the growth opportunities that will stem out of this digital payments economy, but also just give us more detail into what exactly is driving digital growth on the continent and some of the strategies and investments you have in place to capitalize and expedite those opportunities.
Well, I guess the headline is, we're all aware of the internet evolution over the last 20 years, but I think we can say Africa's digital transformation is really underpinned by that rapid advancement of internet penetration, which has really supported and enabled financial inclusion. And so, that's probably what's powering it. But a little bit more detail, So a few years ago, it was about access to phones and then smartphones. What drives growth now is more people having then access to the internet and being brought into this financial ecosystem. Internet penetration is now growing at something like 20% compound annual growth rate, and financial inclusion growing at about 6% per year. What we're focused on is accelerating digital adoption and financial inclusion with an emphasis on three critical areas. And this is the linkage, I guess, to how we can go about realizing this $1.5 trillion digital economy. And it's about enabling, number one, enabling Africa's micro, small and medium businesses. Number two, empowering Africa's fintech sector. Number three, scaling remittances and cross-border payment.
I like that you made mention to my next question. When we look at the opportunities that are in African economies, the lifeblood is SMMEs. Now, you've made mention of the way in which digital payments provides a unique opportunity for these businesses. Just let us know some of the ways in which small, medium, and micro enterprises are capitalizing on this opportunity.
Well, as you say, they are the backbone. They're driving innovation, they're driving jobs, they're driving financial inclusion. We have over 600,000 formal MSMEs, but over 40 million plus micro businesses, accounting for about 90% of all businesses across Africa. And 80% of employment and 40% of Africa's GDP. So if you string all of that together, SME really matters. Despite all of this, according to the World Bank, about 40% of MSMEs cite access to finance as a significant constraint compared to 25% of large firms. And so that's the problem statement. And so our commitment is to financial inclusion and to ensure that we can help connect 50 million MSMEs to the digital economy. Since 2020, we've been on that journey. And it's part of our larger journey about connecting 1 billion people globally. So Mastercard will go about doing this by accelerating various initiatives. One which I think is very powerful on the continent is tap on phone acceptance, point of sale in a merchant. And also we talk about SME in a box, which is solutioning of acceptance type of solutions, as well as on the issuing side for SMEs. And they're really game changers for merchants. We'll also enable finance through our Track microcredit program, which has already benefited significant numbers of micro merchants. And then furthermore, we'll continue to work with African entrepreneurs to gain more knowledge about how they can thrive as business owners and how we can avail learning resources such as the Entrepreneur's Odyssey and Mastercard's Trust Center to enable them to be more successful.
Sure. I mean, we've briefly just touched on the opportunity that presents itself as a result of digital payments, which is financial inclusion, not only for the consumer, but the merchant as well. And it provides a unique opportunity for financial institutions to kind of get a sense of the data and the money or flows that this small business has access to. But also just continuing onto this topic, why do you think it's so important for the need to empower Africa's fintech sector?
So Africa's fintech sector is a key driver of digital transformation in economic progress. They can enable different entities to take, what is a good idea and solutions to market through strong and secure technology, allowing everybody to win ultimately. So they bridge the gap. Nearly half of Africa's fintech firms on the continent have been founded in the last 6 years. They've raised about $6 billion in equity financing since 2000. Although cash is still prevalent, fintech is really energizing. Fintech's really energizing Africa's informal sector. Mastercard. So the way we work with fintech is we co-create and partner across the landscape to help accelerate fintech growth. Not every fintech wakes up in the morning and thinks they want to learn about payments. So that's an area where we can help so that they can then focus on what they do really well. So we collaborate with banks, telcos, and other service providers across Africa and internationally. We've even focused on different countries and partnerships. Let me give you an example. So partnered with unpack in Kenya, MTN Group, fintech in across the continent, and there we're really working to enable millions of unbanked individuals to access digital financial services through mobile money platforms.
I know remittances is an area that Mastercard has also been looking to scale and develop. Just tell us a little bit more about that.
Thank you. So this is the third pillar which we spoke about, and it's an area which I'm personally very passionate about because, I think the costs which are associated with remittances and the effectiveness and the speed and reconciling what you send with what you prize are all things which I think are massive pain points, and pain points which are, it doesn't feel appropriate for the diaspora to have to deal with those issues. So I believe that seamless cross-border transactions are absolutely essential for Africa's economic mobility. And Mastercard also takes this really seriously, is how we can allow people then in businesses to remit money securely and with certainty.
While 2030 is not too far away, so we hope that metric of the 1.5 trillion US dollars, that is the opportunity for the digital payments economy, holds true. But unfortunately, that's where we have to wrap up the interview for now. Thank you to my guest, Mark Elliott, Division President for Africa at Mastercard, joining us and sharing some of his insights on the future of digital payments in Africa. From me, Kiamo Mosipile, and the rest of the CNBC Africa team, it's goodbye for now.